I go home.
Hey everybody, Chad Westport here, and we're back with another edition of Just One Thing. It's where I go out into the grow community and talk with experienced growers about just one thing they think all new growers should know about. And now, today, I've got a special guest, someone who has joined me on the Home Grow Show before, learned a lot then, and I expect to learn a lot now. We've got MexGyver with us today. How are you doing?
Hey Chad, I'm doing good. How have you been?
Oh, dude, excellent. I appreciate you making the time today to, share a little bit with me. I kind of, sneak peek, guys. I know what the topic is and I want to know more about it. But because you haven't seen it on video yet, MexGyver, what is your just one thing you think all new growers should know about?
Well, thanks for having me back, Chad. I appreciate that as well. Right back at you. And my just one thing that I like to use would be compost teas and things like recharge, anything that are like soil boosters for your grow. I think they can enhance your soil. You know, it creates better nutrient uptake, and it's just kind of like a hidden gem that you can use. It doesn't burn your plants, so I think every grower should try it. You know, especially new growers, and it's something that anybody can do. Um, I've done it in the past where I've bought some pre-made compost teas and just put them in with an aerator and let them go for 24 hours or more. And I know there's people out there that like to make their own type of compost teas with stuff they have recycled or laying around. So that's awesome too, the organic ways to do it. So, another thing I like I said, like to use is this stuff called recharge. It's kind of
Yes.
a similar super soil enhancer that really gives you results that I've seen, with my experience with using it. I've seen within a day or two more shoots popping out and just the plants praying a lot more. So it it really makes a difference in my opinion. Well, just by using like a fish tank tube aerator like pump type of machine, just a small one, couple bucks on Amazon or Walmart or something.
Yeah.
I always check the pH right before I water. So even if the mix has been blended and just kind of sitting there, um, stirred up or in the with the aerator and the bubbles, I'll check it right before, kind of at the end and make sure it's either on point or plus or minus one or two, right on, very close to my target point. And then yeah, and then I just water it like normal, like any other watering. I have a little bit of runoff. I don't do too much runoff anymore.
Mhm.
Used to have a lot of runoff, but now I kind of I kind of hit the brakes on that and just kind of balance my ratio to my plants more where I'm not mixing so much and draining so much out the plant. I'm sure they can be depending on, like, say how I mentioned some people like to make their own, and they might be throwing some things in there that might typically not be in a compost tea you purchase online, where things are like pre-blended and already in a pouch, so you can just put in the bucket
Right.
and soak. That's kind of what I did in my experience, or my past. So, but I have heard, like a friend of mine saying his wife got mad at him because he brewed one inside and the whole house stunk. And now he was in the doghouse that night. So he has to brew in the backyard or in his garage or something. So, but the ones I have used personally have never been too potent where, I have to air out the house or something. It's pretty simple if you're not creating one from scratch. You don't have this big ingredient list. But what you need, like say you ordered one that's in a pouch and you just need to soak, a good 5 gallon bucket is what I like to use, up to 5 gallons. And I've always had at least 4 plants up to 6 plants. So, at the most I would do 2 5 gallon buckets.
Right. Okay.
And all you need is an aerator, soak the pouch, and some water. And then towards the end, like before I water, I do check the pH on it still, and adjust that if needed. So, but that's
good.
it's kind of just the bucket and water and the aerator and the compost mix. So, it's pretty simple to set up and just let sit there and then use when a day later when it's ready. If you use it, I've used it in a time where my plants looked a little slouched and a little pathetic looking. So when I've used it, I noticed a huge difference of the way they perked up, almost like if there was they never had the slouch on them. So like I mentioned, a few extra shoots popping out. And I think where the big difference is where you can't see is in the root zone. Like underneath it, I think it gives your roots that it opens them up to give your roots an uptake more to the plant. And I think that's kind of what the beneficial microorganisms and bacteria do, like probiotics, the healthy gut bacteria. So it's healthy, beneficial bacteria for the root zones, and it once those are healthy, just like us, they respond good, and you feel good, and your plants look good. So. I think you should try it if you haven't tried it yet.
And you guys heard it here first. Do it. Get it. Rocket and flower. And
Right.
yes, and be sure to check out his progress too. You can find him on Instagram. It's
Yes.
MexGyver40, and they're actually right below you here. And they're also in the show notes, so you can just click on that. And also on YouTube, MexGyver. So give him a follow, check out his stuff. Anywhere else that people can find you?
Those two platforms pretty much my major ones, and I promise more videos coming soon. I just got to put an edit, and everyone who's been on that knows how they're having fun with editing their videos. So
Yes,
there'll
sir.
be content soon, and I look forward to showing you guys my updates.
Awesome. I look forward to it too. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should throw the episode we did together on the Home Grow Show down in the notes as well. Everybody can check things out. We appreciate you hanging out today, though, learning a little bit about the compost tea and recharge. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, and thank you so much for having me. Always a good time.
Right on. My pleasure. Everybody, we will catch you next time for another episode of Just One Thing. Until then, peace out.
Westport.